let's talk about the top 5 fastest private jets in the very light business jet class. Today we're going to be discussing the Pilatus PC-24, the Premier 1A, the Embraer Phenom 100 EV, the Honda Jet Elite, and the Cessna Citation M2. Stick around to the end of the video to find out which one is the fastest. We're going to take a look at all of these aircraft based on their age, their cabin size, single pilot capabilities, costs, examples of celebrities and companies that own these jets, and of course, speed. The Beechcraft Premier 1A is the oldest of the 5, with production starting in 2001. The most recent addition to the lineup is the Honda Jet Elite in 2018. The Citation M2 was first introduced in 2013, while the Embraer Phenom 100 EV and the Pilatus PC-24 were both introduced in 2017. When it comes to the cabin size, the Citation M2 is the smallest of the 5, while the Pilatus PC-24 is the largest. The PC-24 has a cabin length of 23 feet and a height of 5.1 feet, making it the tallest, while the Premier 1A will give you the widest cabin available. When it comes to price, all of these jets are between $4.5 to $7.5 million, with the Pilatus PC-12 in a category of its own at over $10 million. One of the best parts about all of these aircraft is they are all able to be flown by a single pilot. So whether you're an owner-operator and want to fly your family, or you want to enjoy the cabin in the back and only have to hire one pilot, these all fit the bill. When it comes to range, don't forget what you see on paper is usually more than you'll find in real life. For example, the PC-24 has the longest range, capable of flying of up to 2,000 nautical miles. While the Premier 1A has a range of about 1,600 nautical miles, the M2 of 1,500 nautical miles, the Honda Jet of 1,400 nautical miles, and the Phenom 100 EV at the bottom with a range of 1,100 nautical miles. Don't forget, the amount of people and luggage you're taking with you will affect these ranges. Here are just a few celebrities or companies that own these very light jets. Actress and comedian Tiffany Haddish purchased a Citation M2 in 2019. NASCAR driver Brad Keselowski purchased a Honda Jet Elite in 2018. Brazilian soccer superstar Neymar Jr. can be seen flying in his Embraer Phenom 100 EV when he picked one up in 2019. The Swiss luxury goods company Richemont can be seen flying their Pilatus PC-24. And American billionaire and entrepreneur Mark Cuban owns a Premier 1A. And finally, let's talk about where they rank by speed. At number 5, we have the Embraer Phenom 100 EV at 405 knots. Number 4, we have the Cessna Citation M2, just barely ahead of the EV at 406 knots. Number 3 is the Honda Jet Elite at 422 knots. Number 2 is the Pilatus PC-24 at 440 knots. And finally, we have the fastest very light business jet, the Beechcraft Premier 1A at 466 knots. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to check out the ultimatejetguide.com for more information on buying your first jet.